Hey there, and welcome back to the Irresistible You podcast. This is Amy, and I'm not here to do my typical intro today. I'm not feeling it. I just wanted to jump on and share from the heart, and I just feel really compelled to share this message that is on my heart today. And so, for my loyal listeners, you have probably noticed that I did not have an episode last week, and I also have been a little bit inconsistent over the month of May as well. And I want to talk about that and just kind of what's been going on with me and the message I want to share for you today. So, for those of you that have been listening to me for a while and following my journey, you guys know that I had my second baby in October 2020. And as we moved into 2021 and adjusting to two children, a ridiculous opposite schedule with my husband, with our work, and it's just been it's been super challenging. It's been super challenging. And I don't even know that it's really, well, obviously, yes, having going from one to two kids is has its challenges within itself. But, I really think it has more to do with the schedules that we're on. And we pretty much work opposite schedules at this point. And so, I'm working in the morning on my projects and my company and my business. And then in the afternoon, husband goes to work and I am then, in full mom mode from basically 1 in the afternoon till almost midnight. And it's really taken a toll on me over the past few months. And it's hard and it's grueling. And we had a conversation a while ago, probably a few weeks ago or maybe a month ago, I don't even know, where I'm like, something has to change. We know our schedule's not going to change. His schedule is not changing anytime soon. And I can't keep going at this pace because I am literally feeling at times that I'm just in survival mode. It's like my time is not my time. It's like I'm giving to client projects and emails and having to get things turned in that have deadlines, and then, you know, not even having a moment to breathe and be to myself before I'm going downstairs and jumping full force into, mommy, I need this, mommy, I need that, wah, 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 wah. And it's like, holy shit, when does it stop? Like, when is there time for Amy to be Amy? Because that's really what sparked this topic in this title is like, do you even remember who the fuck you are anymore? It's like I'm not just a mom. I'm not just, you know, a business owner and someone who has to get things done. And it's like it's just been really, really hard. And I think it's important to talk about this stuff because I'm so sick and tired of the Instagram people, the Instagram perfectionists who act like everything in their life is so fucking perfect and everything is it's like, no, it's not. No one's life is perfect like that. And I just want to talk about that because it's like, here's the other side to it. I can be exhausted. I can be running on fumes. And I am also still like incredibly grateful for the life that I've built. I love my life. I love my children. I love what I do. I don't love the schedule that we're on right now. It is absolutely grueling. Okay. So it's like I am tired, and it's the kind of tired where if I go to sleep for the next 12 hours, that's not going to cure the exhaustion. And you guys know what I'm talking about. It's the exhaustion in your soul. It's the exhaustion with just having to adult all the time. And it's always something, you guys. It's always fucking something that we have to work on or pops up or there's this new bill that's due or there's this new thing. And it's like, ugh, like, can I just remember for a second who I am without all of that stuff on my plate? And, ugh, I almost found myself like hesitating to even share some of this stuff because I feel like it's so personal. And I kind of feel like such a hypocrite as well because here's the thing. I have felt lately like I have been losing myself in my work, losing myself in motherhood. And that feels very hypocritical to me because everything I stand for and everything I believe in and everything that I teach through Irresistible You, be it the podcast or my coaching program, it, almost like the epitome of Irresistible You means to honor it. And I don't feel like I'm doing that right now because I feel like I'm just trying to get through the days. And I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. But it's like, this is where I've been. There has been no time for me to even take a breath and remember who I am. And so, a month ago or so, I don't know, I kind of just made a decision like, you can't continue to go at this pace. Some things are going to have to change. And it's like, well, what's going to change? The two biggest things on my plate is being a mom. Something I've also been doing is like, upping the hours and the time that my daughter's in school, trying to find a solution to have someone come and, watch Javi for a few hours a day while Frank's at work, while, the afternoons when normally it's like all on me, like how can I use different resources? How can I get more help? Because my situation as it is right now, I love it. I love my children, but it's not going to change. They're not going to be less needy a couple weeks from now. Do you see what I'm saying? That's not even going to change a couple years from now. So this is where I'm at. And you might just be in whatever that looks like for you too, wherever you are. So it's like, here, let me just tell you a funny story, okay? And if my mom or anyone that is related to me in any capacity is listening to this, I want you to go and fast forward. This is your warning now. I do not want you listening to this. So, when you're on opposite schedules and you're in like mom and dad mode all the time, you also start to lose relationship you. So it's like, I was telling my husband, I'm like, we are amazing parents and I don't sit around and have mom guilt, like because I work. No, I work to take care of my children. I work to show my kids how to be independent and take care of yourself. So I don't ever feel guilty that mom guilt stuff. Okay. And so I know we're doing an amazing job. And I was telling him, like, but you and I are getting lost. Like, our relationship, our marriage, when it was, just Amy and Frank, is like getting lost in the shuffle. And, we both recognize that and we know that we have to be more intentional and that's something we're working on. And, if you don't have these kind of conversations, this is when people wake up 10, 20 years from now when the kids are gone in college and they're away and you've got two people that can't stand each other because they stop talking, they stop communicating. And I will say one thing, like my husband and I, we talk about everything and, we always make, this is what happens, guys. This is like real shit. And, we don't have as much time together, what I'm saying, like we used to, obviously. And there was one night where, we're trying to do us time. And next thing you know, I hear my daughter waking up. Like, shit. Okay. I think he went and put her back to bed. It's like, cool. Get back to business. Oh shit, here we go. Here's the baby crying. Because now I guess he heard us up with, guys, I can't make this shit up. So then, like, I can't believe I'm sharing all this. I'm like laying there, I look up, and I kid you not, Chewy is literally sitting on top of the couch, staring at me dead in the eyes. And I'm like, I can't do this right now. Like, this is, and we both, like, Frank and I both look at each other, and we're like, oh my God. And he's like, babe, he's like, this is our life. And we just started laughing hysterically. And I'm sharing that story with you guys because it's so true. Like, this is our life. It is crazy, it's chaotic, it's a circus at times, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else. But this is our life. This is the season of life that we are in. We have a 4-year-old, we have a 7-month-old, we have a crazy ass chihuahua, we have busy jobs. And this is the life. This is the cards that we have right now. So we have to make the most of it. And if you can't laugh at your situation, it just makes it so much harder. And here's the thing. That's not going to change anytime soon. My kids are still going to be small for a very long time. You know, I think about it, I'm like, as they go to different ages and phases, the needs change, but they don't ever go away. And it's like each day that Javi gets older, you know, he's getting one day closer to being able to do more things, but it's going to be a while. And I want to share that with you guys because I think it does deeply tie into my guiding principles and my beliefs with Irresistible You. And one of those beliefs is to be in the moment. And to be in the moment means you don't have to love the moment, but what it means is to mindfully acknowledge what the moment is, whether that's discomfort in your body because you don't like the way your body looks or feels. It's also this. It's like, I'm run ragged. I feel like I have no time left for me. I feel like I'm running on fumes most of the time. So I can either go into a shell, complain, be pissed off about the situation, and just like, well, it'll get better one day, it'll get better one day, it'll get better when the kids are older. And in the meantime, I'm missing out on life. So it's like more like leaning into, yeah, guess what? This is our life, babe. Like that's the quote. And you cannot sit around putting you on. Remember what I said, remember who the fuck you are? And I'm saying it with the F because it needs the emphasis, guys. So if you don't like that, just go to the podcast. I mean, I'm not even going to get into that. You have to remember who the fuck you are because you cannot sit around waiting for the kids to get older, to get more independent, to get this, to get to school, to get to, because here's what it's like for the next 18 years, you're just pushing everything that you want for yourself until they get bigger. Well, when they can walk, well, when they can talk, well, when they get to school, well, when they're in school full time, well, when they're in high school and they can drive. And then it's like every age comes with a new worry. And so if you want to remember who you are, if you want to live your dreams, if you want to accomplish your goals, you have to acknowledge that this is the life and the season that you are in right now. So how are you going to make it work? Because what I'm not willing to do is to put my dreams and my hopes and my goals on hold. I don't think so. And if it's not the kids, if you're not a parent, or your kids are grown, it's everything else. It's the weight. Well, when I lose the weight, then I'll do XYZ. When I lose the weight, I'll go on vacation. When I lose the weight, I'll buy clothes that fit me. When I lose the weight, I'll do my hair. When I lose weight, I'll feel better about myself. And so in the meantime, you are literally wasting your life away waiting for this thing to happen that may or may not even happen. Okay? The same thing when you're like, well, when we get more money in the bank, then we'll feel better. Then we'll be able to do this. And it's like, guys, and I feel like this has been a theme in my last couple podcasts because this is just where I'm at. It will always be something. True story. 2016, the year I was pregnant with Kat, I worked so hard and paid off this credit card that I had. And it was a very large balance. Completely paid that baby down to zero. Okay. 2 or 3 weeks before she was born, our house flooded from a hurricane. I did not realize, because we weren't technically on a floodplain where we lived before. I didn't realize that we didn't have the extra flood insurance through our homeowners. So we didn't have flood insurance. So guess what? That credit card that got paid off, it lasted for what? Couple weeks, couple months? I don't remember. It was hardly any time at all. Because there goes the flooring, the carpet, the tile, the cabinets, all the repairs that had to be done because it had to be done. So my point being is that That right there, that's life. You get something paid off, boom, this is due. You get something paid off, damn, the car breaks down. How many times do you actually pay off your vehicle and then you start having problems with it? Every single time, right? So there's always going to be something in the way, and you can't use all these different excuses for the reason why you're not becoming who you want to become. Because if you sit around and wait, I'm going to be very honest with you, you're going to be old or you're going to be dead, because things will never slow down. And so you have to acknowledge this is the life you have right now. So it's kind of like what I said earlier. Can you make some shifts? Can you get help in any capacity? How can you make it work to your benefit, knowing it's not necessarily going to change overnight? It's the same with your weight. You may not like your size and your weight and the roles that you have today. And you're not, even though you're working out and you're eating clean and you're doing things for yourself, that's not going to change for a while, maybe months even, right? So what are you going to do? Sit around and wait and be miserable while you're waiting for the wait? You have to acknowledge, this is where I'm at. I'm going to work with what I have while still working towards figuring out how to make this better for myself. You have to remember who the fuck you are and what you really want for yourself. Because something else or someone else will always be competing for your time. So listen, yes, I am a mom, and I love being a mom. I love being a mom to my kids. Okay? I love my children so much, it hurts. Like, if I sit here and think about how much I love them, like, my heart will start hurting. Seriously. I am a mom, but let me tell you something. That is not all I am. That is not my identity. Okay? Yes, a big part of my life, a big part of my responsibility and my job is to take care of these kids, to give them what they need. Emotionally, physically, financially, all the things. And I know I do a kick-ass job with these kids. I know that. But let me tell you this. You know, I'm not just a mom. I'm also a woman. I am a feminine, girly girl woman. Okay? And I'm a woman with huge, ridiculous dreams for myself. I'm a woman that knows that I was put on this earth to have a bigger purpose, to help serve others with all the things that I've been through in my life regarding my weight. And I know that that's my higher calling. I know that's my higher purpose. And I know that that is what I was put on this earth to do. I know 110% the reason I got picked last multiple times to be on somebody's team in PE class, the reason why I got ridiculed and bullied so hard on the school bus and by just for years and years and years, is to serve a higher purpose. It is to use my story and my pain and my traumas to help someone else get through theirs. And you will never convince me otherwise. That is exactly why I was put here on this earth. I have zero doubt about why I'm here. Okay? And it is my God-given responsibility. It is a responsibility, guys, to live out that greater calling, that greater purpose. I am doing a disservice to myself, to you, and to anyone else out there that might benefit from what I have to say. And my kids deserve to have that version of me too. You know why? This is why I don't have the mom guilt stuff. This is where it's like this hard thing, guys. It's like, I'll give my life for these kids. I do everything for them. But I also know I'm going to have my life too. I'm going to have my purpose and my thing, and the reason that I'm here as well, because I need my children to see that version of me. I need them to see that It's important to do what you were put here to do. It is important to serve that higher calling, right? And that looks different for everyone else. I'm not talking about anyone else right now. I'm specifically talking about my story. For some women, being a mother might be their higher calling. And that's amazing. That's fine. For me, that's not all it is. And it is my responsibility to show my kids what this version of Amy looks like. Because they need to see that. It needs to be modeled. They don't deserve to see a version of me that, I might get around to that when they're bigger. I might get around to that down the road. I might get around to that, when I lose 50 pounds or whatever. That's not what I want my kids to learn. It's okay, and you should give to your children and be there for them and all the things that you need to do as a parent. And it's okay to live for your kids, but you can't lose you in the process. Just like you cannot lose your marriage in the children. Because that's the other thing. My husband and I are very on this about we don't want our kids to see that they need to also see that we have a relationship. They also need to see that we really love each other. They need to see that affection. They need to see that we're the foundation here. If him and I aren't tight and we aren't solid, the rest of it crumbles. We're the foundation, the two of us. And our kids need to see what that looks like. So it is irresponsible of me or my husband to put our marriage on the back burner because we have two kids that need a lot of things from us. And I'm not saying this is easy, because obviously it's not. But this all goes back to, you have to be intentional AF about how you want your life to go. Stop acting like a victim who is caught in the mix. Oh, I'm just caught up in all the things. It's yeah, no shit. We're all caught up in things. So figure it out. Because it's not going to change anytime soon. If you don't like your weight, it's going to take time. If you don't like being in debt, it's going to take time. If you don't like being busy all the time because your kids are needy, it's not changing anytime soon. So you got to work with what you have. And how are you going to do that? How are you going to do that so you don't lose you in the process? You have to constantly remember who the fuck you are. And I will tell you guys right now, so on my desk, and I've had this sitting here since 2017 when I took the picture. I have my cute little frame. It's like the, what is this? Marshalls. Okay, it's Marshalls, $5.99. The price tag is still on the back. But it's one of those cute frames with the glitter inside. Because you know me, I'm like a glitter queen. And there's this picture. You're all going to laugh. It's a picture of me. Okay, I have a picture of me in this sequin dress with a sequin streamer wall thing. It was a conference that I went to, and it was this party that they had, and they took pictures of us. And I like the picture, and I framed it because it really matched the glitter, and I didn't have anything in this frame at the time. And I keep it on my desk as a reminder. It's a reminder about who the fuck I am, that I'm a badass, that I can do anything I put my mind to. And the only reason I can't do something is because I'm somehow holding myself back and not giving all of myself to something. So it's a constant reminder of who the F I am, okay? And you do whatever you have to do to remind yourself of that. So I sit here and I see that picture and I remember, you know what? That body is not perfect. Nothing about that woman in the photo is perfect. She has so many flaws and imperfections. But regardless, she's going to rock the sequin dress. She's going to go to a conference by herself and talk to people and show up and do the damn thing. The girl that was fucking voted most soft-spoken in 6th grade, goes to conferences alone and meets people and isn't afraid of it. That's who the fuck I am. And you have to remember that about yourself. Because no matter what you have been through, you're still standing. You're still breathing. You are still here. And you got through it. And whatever you have been through has made you into the person you are today. The good, the bad, the trauma, all of it. And you have come too far to only go this far. You have to stop putting everything you want for you on hold for other people. And I don't care if those are your kids. Here's what I'll say about that too. You know, if I had decided I didn't want to become a mom, because this was an intentional decision for me in my story, both times. If I had made the decision that, you know what, I just don't think we want to have kids, you know what? I would have a lot more time to build the podcast and the business and have more clients. And it's like, it would go a lot faster. I recognize that. That was one of the things I thought about before I got pregnant. So I'm not saying just because you have kids, it's like, yeah, things might be a little slower. It might take longer. But what I'm trying to tell you is you can't lose yourself in the process. You can't just say the hell with me. It's like when I see the disheveled mom who doesn't take a shower, who doesn't get dressed up, who doesn't wear makeup, who stopped, and you'll see her picture from like before kids and after kids, and it's like, whoa. I'm not talking about the age, I'm talking about the fact that she's just let herself go. And I made a decision before I had kids that like, I don't ever want to be that person. Or the memes about like, oh, you'll never see me in anything nice, but oh no, my kids are going to be dressed nice. Like, no, boo, you go see all of us nice, okay? Because what the fuck does that teach my kids? Mommy can be a hot, slobby mess. That's okay. But at least we're all dressed up. And this is not about, oh, you got to have designer this and designer that. And it's like, it all goes back to like just showing up and taking pride in yourself. You know? So I'm sure I'm offending people left and right. Honestly, if you're offended, like, I'm not the right podcast for you. I'm not going to apologize. I don't apologize. Not for that. Because this is just real shit, guys. If you're for the first time listening to me, like, I'm sorry that I just don't hold back. Like, sorry, not sorry. This is just how it is. And it's like, same thing with like, if I put one of my dreams, like to grow the shit out of this podcast, to continue to help as many women as I can through my podcast and through my coaching, I can't put that on hold until things slow down. I want my daughter, especially my daughter, both of them, but really my daughter too. It's like to see what's possible. Not only with what she can do or he can do with their life and how far they can go and that nothing can stop them, but like to see what's possible when you are confident in yourself, to see what's possible when you have love for yourself, to see what's possible when you stop living your life based on what everybody else wants from you. So, here's another example. My husband right now, he's been out of town for work, and that Lord, y'all, that's really fun. And I was in the pool with my daughter the other day, and whether he's in town or not, I mean, it's mom all the time, right? Play with me. Want to play this? Want to play that? And it's like, I really can't effing play with Barbies one more time. Like, I'm done. I can't do that right now. So we were sitting in the pool on the steps, and she has these frozen, you dive for them. They're like little frozen dolls that you dive in the bottom of the pool. And she's like, Mommy, you want to play Frozen? And this is after we've been swimming around and playing and all the things, okay? And I said, no, not right now. I said, I don't really want to play right now. We can play a little bit later. Mommy needs a break. She gave me like the death stare, that I told her no. And it was like, I can't believe you would say that. And I said, mommy deserves a timeout. I need a timeout too. Like, I need 5 minutes to just sit on these steps and like lay here in the water. I was like, you can play independently for a few minutes. And it's like, we have to learn how to tell our kids no. Okay? And I'm telling you guys, I took YouTube off of her tablet because I swear these kid family YouTube channels are ruining our kids' expectations because they watch these stupid ass family kid channels where they're playing, like, they're so dumb. Like, and I'm not even going to mention names. Like, they're playing, and I feel like it has set the expectation that, oh, mom and dad are available to play with me and have me be the center of their universe 24 hours a day. And I've actually told her before, I'm like, this is not real life. I didn't tell her this, but I'm like, if mom and dad were being paid millions of dollars a month, bring on the Barbies. Like, let's go play some Barbies. Let's play Frozen. What are we doing? That's not what we do, nor do I have any desire to be that kind of no, thank you. So anyway, it's like, I feel like it's given these kids the expectation that mom and dad are supposed to just play with us all the time. And we do a lot for our kids. We go places, we do things, we play with them. My job is not to play with you 24 hours a day. And so I think, it's all about boundaries. We talk about boundaries a lot in my program, but it's like, we also have to learn how to create boundaries with our kids. It's okay to say, no, I don't feel like playing right now. And yeah, mama does need a timeout because it's just constant all day long. I need this, I need that, I need this. And it's like, you get the 4-year-old a snack, then the baby wakes up. As soon as you sit down to start feeding the baby, the 4-year-old says, I gotta pee. Like, okay, go pee. And then the dog is chewing up toys. It's a circus, guys. But it's my circus, and I love my circus. I do. But I need a break. We all need a break. Like, mom and dad need a night out. Mom and dad need dates. And, I think not only that is like, if you're listening to this in 2021, we're also coming off almost a year and a half of life being different. Not having as many things to go do, not having, not traveling, not having just even concerts and festivals. And, those things are now starting to come back. Thank God. But like, think about that. So if you're going through it too, I want you to also realize that you're also coming off of that where for a lot of us too, where you didn't have access to get extra help or you've been homeschooling while you're working and it is a lot. It's a lot. Okay? But no matter how chaotic things are, no matter what's on your schedule, no matter what's on your plate, please remember who the fuck you are. Remember, and that's the crazy thing. So when I ask women who are going to join my Irresistible You program, I always ask them, if I could wave a magic wand, with glitter, of course, what would your perfect day look like? If I could give you all the confidence, if I could fix the things, like just to fix your self-esteem and your self-worth, what would your life look like? And the saddest response, and I get it almost every time, I don't know. And I ask, detail, what would you be doing? How would you feel? Who would you be with? Where would you go? I don't know. And they don't know because they haven't allowed themselves to have a timeout. They haven't allowed themselves to have time and space because they're so busy giving, waiting for the kids to get older, waiting for the bank account to get bigger, waiting for the wait. And next thing you know, 20 years go by and you have forgotten who the fuck you are. But it's never too late. It is never too late to remember. And if you don't remember because you've never been that version of you, or you just never been that person, right? It's not too late to start, no matter what age you are. No matter what age you are, because life is too short. It's too short. And you can't constantly be on the when it gets better cycle, when I lose the weight cycle, um, because then you never get anything accomplished. You'll never get anything accomplished. And one of my biggest goals is like, I want my kids, I want them to see me speaking on a stage to a, imagine the podcast on a stage. Imagine like this massive, like speaking event, this retreat. Like there's these things that are on my list, and God knows in 2020 they didn't happen. But these are the big goals and dreams, and nothing like just to see my kids in the audience, seeing mom doing her thing up on the stage with this thing that she built, and that she built out of being the fat, bullied little girl. Because I'm not that version of me anymore. That's a part of me, and it will always be a part of me, and I am grateful for that version of me. I don't have any bad feelings about her, but I have grown so much. And that's what that picture reminds me of. It reminds me of who I am. It reminds me of who I still want to become, because I'm not done. And I don't think I will ever be done. Because there's no amount of knowledge and learning and growth and skills that there's not this like cap on that. We get to decide how much we want to grow. We get to decide. And so it's the same thing with my weight loss, where, I'm exhausted. I have felt like my time isn't my time, because I've had some like corporate client projects behind the scenes that have some deadlines, and I've been working really hard on that. Then all the time with my kids where they need things from me, and my time hasn't felt like my time. And so then when I would think about weight loss, it would just piss me off, to be honest with you. It's been pissing me off, because I'm like, I don't want to sit here and have to think about food. I don't want to sit here and plan out my week. I don't want to sit here and look up the points on this. And, my personality, I can't do intuitive eating. It does not work for me. I do not believe in it. If it works for you, awesome. Your girl needs parameters, and I can't just go balls to the wall eating and not think about it and not plan it. Like, I can't do that. I need to be in charge of it. I need to be like in control of those things. And I just haven't wanted to. I haven't wanted to plan my meals out. I'm like, I don't know. Whatever I want to eat, I'm going to eat. Don't care. So it's like, it was just pissing me off, because weight loss was feeling to me like one more bullshit thing I have to do that I don't want to do. Right? And the irony in all of that, as you know, is that when you're rebellious like that, it's not in your best interest, because it's like, I want to lose the weight more than anything. This baby weight is just, it's literally feels like it's weighing me down, and I'm sick of it. I am fucking sick of it. So sick of it. I just want to like rip it off my body. And being pissed off and rebellious and F this, I don't want to do it. Like, what is that doing for me? It's keeping me in the same place. So again, it's like, all right, it's that epiphany of like, this is our life. This is our life right now. So if you don't learn how to work your food and your activity into this schedule, into this lifestyle, then you can just remain with your overweight self, your baby weight, for God knows how long. And it's like, that's why I almost don't want to share these things, because like, this is the kind of stuff I teach, but sometimes when you're so stuck in it and you're like getting yourself lost in the process, you have to remember. And it's both things, right? If I want to continue to grow the business, the podcast, Irresistible You side of the business, because that's a big piece of my business. But the other side, like I said, I have a lot of corporate contracts and clients that I work with behind the scenes. If I want to continue to grow the podcast side of my business, the coaching side of my business, I got to figure out how that works in my schedule, because it's taken a toll on my creativity. because I don't have the margins, the white space to think creatively. Because my thinking is, oh shit, I got to pay the property taxes. Those are due yesterday. Oh my God, did I get that thing taken care of? Did I call that person? Did I sign up for school? Did I pay the tuition? Did I do this? Did I do? Where's the creativity at? For whatever your goals are too. So there's that side of it. And that's one of my big things is I want to continue to grow that massively. And then I also want to get this weight off of me so I can physically feel better again. Because it's taken a toll on how I feel physically. And that's the thing is I don't feel like the emotional stuff with this weight gain like how I have in the past. And that's thanks to the work that I do with Irresistible You. I don't beat myself up like, oh, look at you, you're disgusting. I don't do any of that stuff. But it physically has not made me feel great. My numbers are good, thank God. My levels are good, but just you can feel the heaviness. And I don't like it. I don't like it. So if I don't like it, then do something about it. And complaining, using excuses, talking about I'll do this when it gets better, when it slows down, when the schedule's this, when the schedule's that, that's not in the future. This is your life. Figure it out. So figure it out and be realistic about so what are meals going to look like? Because the thing is with my dinners, it's just me and Kat. Monday through Friday for dinner. So that's easy. It's easy. There's no excuse. There's literally no excuse. The rebellion, the pissed offness, all the things, it's not helping me achieve where I want to achieve. So it goes back to remember who the fuck you are. What do you want for yourself? What is your bigger vision? Because everything you do today is putting a deposit into your future of who you want to become. If you want to lose all of your weight, the way that you do that is taking small steps every single day, making small decisions. No, I'll pass on the cupcake. No, you know what? I only have 5 minutes. I will go for that walk. Where it doesn't feel like that's making a dent, that is how you lose the weight. And it's also how at the same time you are making lifelong habits so that it doesn't feel like a diet, right? And I will say this, I have not gained any weight, you guys. So let's celebrate that, okay? Let me get my glitter out. Let's celebrate that. I got my glitter wand. Woo! We're going to celebrate that because I want to just throw this in here for a minute. When you're in the middle of it, you're in the thick of the storm, whatever the storm is, maintenance is okay. What if that's just your goal right now? So let's say you're being hard on yourself because you really want to get this weight off and you're like, oh my God, it's June, it's summertime, it's hot. I told myself I would. What if you just acknowledge and honor the season that you're in? You know what? And that's what I've had to do. I had a near-death experience after I had my baby. I was in a really bad place with all of that for a few months after I had him. I jumped right back into working within two months. It's been a hard adjustment, okay? And then we have this schedule change because my husband's schedule changed at the beginning of the year and it just threw everything off. So what if you just honor, what does your storm look like right now? What does it look like for you? And what if you just honored that and you stopped beating yourself up and you told yourself, maybe right now, if I can just maintain, that's a win. As long as I'm not gaining and I'm maintaining, that's okay. And you can be in maintenance and then all of a sudden, this is kind of where I've been at, where I'm like, okay, shit's got to change. I want to feel the momentum again. You know what I'm saying? Where every week you get on the scale and that baby's going down. Every week you're putting on your clothes and they're getting looser. I want to feel the transformation again. I'm tired of just hanging out here. And that was the epiphany for me of remember who the fuck you are and what you want for yourself. You want to grow the shit out of this podcast. You want to grow the shit out of your coaching business. And you want to get back down to your goal. So let's make it happen given this is your current life. Your life is not an excuse to put those goals on hold. When you see people with one leg running a race, it's okay, what's your excuse, right? Or you see these 80-year-olds doing marathons and you're don't even want to go for a walk around the block. Somebody always has it worse. So how do you work with what you've been given? And then with what you've been given, Can you make any of that better? Is there anything else that you can do, any type of help, any type of support that you can get to take the load off a little bit? Not saying it's going to go away completely, and getting Kat into, getting her into preschool all day, more days a week, that's helping a lot. I mean, that right there has just taken, and not only that, let me tell you guys, she is thriving. She is thriving. She started preschool a year late, thank you, COVID. And now that she's been in for a while, this kid is absolutely thriving. So it's good for both of us. It's good for her development. It's good for mine. And then we get to miss each other a little bit. And then we get to hang out. And I can tell her everything I worked on today. And she can tell me everything she did today. And then she can ask me to play Barbies or Frozen. And I'm not angry about it. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. I'm a better person. I'm a better mom when I remember who I am. And I put my goals up front. I become a better wife, a better mom. I become a better person, period. All those corny sayings about you can't, I always screw quotes up, guys. Like all those corny sayings about like you can't drink from an empty cup. Yeah, it's corny, it's cheesy, it's overused, but it's true. It's the truth. If you're not taking your time out, if you're not charging your battery, if you're not remembering who you are and using that to light a fire under your ass, you can't be the best version of you for everyone else. Then you are going to be the person who shows up and rolls out of bed and doesn't give a shit. And it just creates this downward spiral that filters into everything else. I don't need to lose weight to be a good mom. Okay, let's talk about the difference. But when I'm taking good care of me and I'm putting good food in my body, I'm eating clean, I am moving my body all the time in a way that I really enjoy and look forward to, endorphins, endorphins, endorphins. When I get that momentum back and I'm seeing the things happen, the growth, the weight come down, the size come down, it does something to me, which makes me show up as a better version of me. And at the same time, you're teaching your kids, you can say something all day long, but if you're not modeling it in your behavior, it doesn't mean shit. You can tell your kid all day long not to hate themselves, love yourself, blah, blah, blah. And if you're standing in the mirror poking and pinching your fat and making faces, everything you said has no weight. It has no value. So we have to model the behavior. So that was a lot. I'm sweating. It's really hot in this room. That was a lot. And I dropped a lot of F-bombs. Sorry, not sorry. Don't listen to this around your kids. Put your headphones on. And not a kids podcast. Sorry. My kids don't listen to my podcast. Not at that age. So, yeah, that's all I really got to say about that. So I need to hold myself more accountable. I usually would not ever let a week go by without an episode. I remember last year being 9 months pregnant. I got called into the hospital, thought I was going to have Javi that night. Got home and it was super, super late. And I literally got out of bed at midnight and went and recorded my episode. So, when you're in the zone, when you're in the zone and you're focused, you get shit done. Let me say this where I go. If you wanted to get those cupcakes, if you wanted to go order that food, you always find a way to get that shit done. Whatever you actually want, you will get it done. You will get it done. So remember who you are. Remember you're a badass. Remember you're an irresistible woman. You have every single thing in you right now to become the higher version of yourself, to become the irresistible version of yourself. You don't need to wait for anything. You just got to get started. Okay, guys? And I'm going to be more accountable, getting back into the episodes every week, getting more consistent with my social media again, because this is what I love. This fires me up. This is my purpose. This is not about money by any means. This is about my purpose and me being able to help and inspire and motivate other people. And I know I'm about to get off and here I go again, but listen, I had even been questioning myself lately about, me knowing this is the thing, like, should I even keep doing this? Is it worth it? It's not growing as fast as I feel like it should. Am I helping enough people? Is this really something I should be doing? Maybe I'll just, give it a couple more months and then I'll be done. Then I'll just turn everything off. And that feels really easy in the moment. And it's the same thing with your weight loss. You're like, fuck this. I'm throwing in the towel. It's too hard. I can't do it. But it will be your biggest regret. And if I were to give up Irresistible You, it would be my biggest regret. And so when things get hard, when things feel impossible, when it feels like you're not making momentum, please keep going. Because you never, ever know that next push, that next whatever is going to be the thing. There's this picture that's out there of this little guy and he's like mining in a diamond mine and he's chipping away and he's so frustrated because all he sees is rock everywhere. But they show you the other side of the rocks and the diamonds are literally like a couple chips away and he gives up. What if you're giving up and your diamond is literally right there waiting for you? Whatever your diamond is. All right, guys. I love you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for listening to my F-bombs. I will catch you inside of the free Facebook group, or you can catch me over on Instagram at Irresistible Icing. I will talk to you soon. Until then, stay irresistible. Bye, guys.